Hello, it's Miss Oliver. Today we're going to be looking at a piece of power equipment. It's a weed eater or weed whacker, whatever you want to call it, and we've got two different ones here today, and you can also use these particular ones for edging. So the first one I have is the one that is the schools. This is a Black & Decker. These are both battery operated. This one uses a 20-volt battery. It just simply slides in, and when it clicks, it's ready to go. I'm not sure if this battery it's charged up. The chargers for this battery, this is the battery that came with the this is the battery charger that came with the weed eater, and this one is very different. To get the battery out, I'm going to show you this. You pull up on this button and it'll pop right out. But this battery charger, all you do is you simply slide this part down, it clicks in, and then you plug it in. This one is okay, but it's not very fast. So I bought another battery charger. This is a fast charge, what they call a fast charger. And what you do is this battery slides down in and you click it in. And this one's really hard to click in. There it goes. Then the light, when it gets to green, it's fully charged and it's ready to go. I bought two batteries so that I can be using one battery and charging the other one, because I think this is the weed eater we're going to use to train on. And then to get the battery out, you simply push the button down and pull it back, and that's it. Again, we'll put it in here. Clicks in. So the reason I bought this particular weed eater is because I like the fact that it had this wheel right here. That's so that when you are using the weed eater, which this one uses a string to actually, it goes around and it cuts the grass or whatever, you can weed eat. This is set up for edging. You can go along the edge of the sidewalk and the weed eater will actually just kind of edge it, or you can change the way the handle is, and you can use the weed eater, like if I wanted to get this right here, I could go along this, and I'm going to have Mr. Hiram demonstrate this in just a minute. So this one has a 20-volt battery. It's not real powerful, but it gets the job done for what we want to do, which is train a student. We don't want it to have too much power. Then, because we have a lot of weed eating and trimming to do here, Mr. Hiram brought in his own personal trimmer, and this is a Ryobi 18-volt lithium battery operated edger. It also has a wheel on it, but the main difference that you'll see in this one is it has a metal blade that you use for edging. Much more power than a plastic trimmer, a plastic weed eater, because it's metal. It's going to chop right through the weeds and grass that are right along the edge. We have a lot. We're trying to get our campus under control and get the edges done. So he brought this in, and he is working with some students on trying to get the campus looking good. It pretty much works the same way. You've got a battery right here. This one is a little different in that it's got two buttons that you push on the sides, and I always have trouble with this because my hands aren't quite big enough. You push in the battery to the buttons on the side to put the battery in and out, and it clicks in too. There. Here is the charger. He also has a couple of batteries. Here is the charger for the Ryobi, and you'll notice it has it doesn't slide in. It has like a prong that sits out. And when you put this in, it can only go in one way. Again, it clicks in, and this is also a fast charger. And it'll have it'll tell you if it's a red light and it's moving slow, it means one thing. If it's a steady green light, it's ready to go. So, and it has a key on the charger that tells you what's going on with the battery. Sometimes, unfortunately, you'll get a battery that's defective, and there's a light that will come on for that, and then you know you've got to replace your batteries. But basically, this is a much heavier duty piece of equipment for edging because it's got a metal blade. Now, both of these are battery operated. There are a couple other options though. You can get a weed eater or edger that is operated by fuel. Usually it takes a mix. Or you can get one that works on electricity and you have to have an extension cord. Not my preferred. That one is my least preferred because you've got to have a cord and you're trying to cut grass, and what if you hit the cord? That's my least preferred. Plus, if you've got a big, like here, if we don't have an outlet that's very close by, we're going to have lots of extension cords to get around where we are trying to weed eat and edge the areas.
Here Mr. Hiram is weed eating around a water hydrant that is sticking up with a lot of weeds around it. The mowers can't get by that, and he just simply goes around it, and the trimming string goes right through those plant stems and cuts them. Here, Mr. Hiram is using the Black & Decker weed eater to trim the edge of the sidewalk. Here, Mr. Hiram is using his Ryobi edger. That's all this piece of equipment does is edge. It has the metal blade, and it works very well on this dense vegetation that's growing up on the top of the sidewalk. As far as safety goes, I'd like for you to notice that Mr. Hiram has on glasses to protect his eyes. He has on long pants so nothing can fly up and hit his leg. And he has on closed-toed shoes to protect his feet as he's going.